Let me recognize Representative Case. Sir, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Madam Secretary, aloha. Good to see you. First of all, there's been some overlay in the discussion over the size of the budget for the Department of the Interior. And I just want to say to you and for the record that I completely support the President's budget request. It is inconceivable to me that a department that is responsible to steward 20% of our nation's lands, that manages the water supply for 17 Western states, that is responsible for almost 600 federally recognized tribes, that has responsibilities across the board over centuries and now to include climate change, is funded at literally around 1% of our total discretionary budget. And so I don't view the President's budget at somewhere around 1.15% of the discretionary budget, 2.3% of the discretionary non-defense budget is unreasonable. In fact, I believe that the DOI has been chronically underfunded for a long, long time, and we have a lot of catch-up to do. So first of all, back to you on that one. Second, I do want to address two areas that, although they don't enter into the national discourse quite as much, are critical areas within your department's jurisdiction. And I speak of Native Hawaiians and of the Compacts of Free Association. First of all, thank you so much for your own recognition of Native Hawaiians as the indigenous peoples of our country who originate in Hawaii. As you know, the Native Hawaiians have a special political relationship and have for over a century now. You kindly joined us on an event relating to Native Hawaiians, and your personal attention and recognition of Native Hawaiians is deeply appreciated. We have work to do with your department on Native Hawaiians. We need to assess whether the Office of Native Hawaiian Relations within the department is functioning correctly for the next century. And you have kindly engaged us on that. We look forward to completing that work with you, along with a number of other initiatives that affect Native Hawaiians that are within your departments. Let me speak directly to the Compacts of Free Association. These are the agreements that our country has with 3 other independent sovereign countries in the Pacific, the Marshall Islands, Micronesia, and Palau. These are compacts under which we both enjoy mutual privileges and obligations. They are key from our country's historical perspective and are certainly our future. These compacts are up for renegotiation right now. The fact is that the negotiations have apparently bogged down. There is little movement on them. The responsibility within the administration for negotiating these compacts lies with Interior and State. There is little evidence that there is any progress being made on those negotiations. I am joining a number of my colleagues in a letter to the President that will be copied to you very soon, asking that those negotiations be placed on a much faster track. The last time we went through these negotiations, they unfortunately lagged for years, creating critical uncertainty in the Pacific. And so I would simply ask you for any comments you have. I don't expect a formal response from you right now, but I would simply like to commend the issue of the compacts to you personally and to your department as an area that I hope is not forgotten, and certainly we're going to try to highlight it.
Thank you so much, Congressman. And no, definitely not forgotten. And in fact, I've met with a number of governors over the past couple of weeks, and we have very competent and caring people in that office. And I want to assure you that it's a priority for us, and I will take your comments to heart and see how we can move this forward.
Thank you so much. I yield back.
I'm going to yield.